In this video, we're going over signs from the universe and what to do with them. On this channel, I go over signs from the universe for different areas of life, for areas in general, or life in general as well. And I want to go over some of the best ways to interpret these signs, to know which ones to bring on board, because it's a very simple process to really know what to do with these signs. But sometimes I think it gets a little confused. I think sometimes people give these signs more power than they were intended to have. And so I just want to go over my view on this so that you can use these signs as the tool, as the communication that they are meant to be to enhance, improve, just bring more into your life that you want. So that's coming up next. Hi everyone, welcome to Heart Space. My name is Dave and well, this is Heart Space. That was a weird intro. I'm gonna keep that in there. But on this channel, I'm making videos every single day to really help you align to what you truly are. And in my eyes, that's a playful, divine, infinite, co-creative being. And you can also download my free guided higher self meditation, which will help you to do this. I will link that down below. Sorry, I'm making myself laugh here. But in this video, I want to go over signs from the universe because I'm a huge believer, and this has been stated in many, different literature, different teachings throughout history, throughout a long time, is that the universe is always communicating with us. It's not about whether God or the universe or whatever you want to call it, the system, whether or not it is or not communicating with us. It is communicating with us 24/7. Life is one big communication. You yourself are one big communication. You are a message based on how you present yourself, how you live. You can be a message of inspiration, a message of what not to do. But ultimately, the universe is always communicating with you. So it's not about whether or not it is. Because a lot of people go like, oh, why won't God give me a message, a sign? Why won't the universe, send me this or that? Give me some kind of indication. Well, guess what it is? It's not about whether or not it is or isn't. It's about who is listening. And we think of listening as if, you're listening to me right now. I'm speaking, you are perceiving what I'm saying, interpreting it, it's coming through your ears, you are taking that information, it's being processed by your brain, you're putting your own filters on it, and then taking from it what you will. But the universe just rarely communicates in this way. Now, the universe will communicate through certain people. It might be communicating through me, through you, through another teacher, or whatever else. Yes, that's absolutely true. But it is not one of the main ways the universe communicates, that God communicates. A lot of times the universe communicates through experience, through everyday life, through signs. And so I want to, again, go over how you can best utilize, interpret these signs in a way where you can integrate them into your life in a way that serves you, in the way that they were intended in my eyes. So before we move on, I want you to put in the comments, I'm here, I'm listening. And in fact, if you actually meditate on this mantra, you'll be surprised about what comes in. Because again, it's not about whether the universe is communicating with us or not. It is. It is sending us signs all of the time. It is sending us different forms of communication all of the time. A lot of times through feelings. A lot of times through, again, we can call them signs, which can also include feelings. It could also be through experiences and the feedback from those experiences, which I'll get into in just a moment. But ultimately, if you put down, I'm here, I'm listening, put that in the comments if that resonates, align to that, and start meditating sometimes on that. If you really want to receive the messaging from the universe, you can have that two-way conversation with the universe. It's not like the universe is like, no, it's going to happen, in this way. And it's like, oh, you're open to my messages right now? Of course, it's not going to be like, no, I'm not bringing them to you. I'm in a mood. No, it wants to work with you. The universe wants to co-create with you. The universe doesn't want to make it difficult. In fact, it's given us so much to make it very, very easy. We just haven't learned how to listen to the communications. That's what a lot of these videos are about. That's what a lot of, teachers talk about, right? And so you can meditate on this and go, I'm here, I'm listening, and just really get into a space of silence. Allow the silence in, because when there's silence, there is space. And when there's space, the space can be filled. And you'll find a lot of times things will come in and be like, I didn't think of that. That's coming from somewhere else. And if it resonates with you, connects with you, a lot of times, again, this will be messages from the universe. And so you can do that. I'm here, I'm listening. So put that down below. Also hit that like button if you've enjoyed that, if you've enjoyed the video so far. So the cool thing when it comes to the universe or God is that they've given us equipment to be able to interpret the messages and the communication that is 24/7 coming in. They've given us the tools. You have everything you need. You've always had everything you need to interpret, to receive the messaging from the universe. Again, the thing that trips us up is we come from a heady place and we think the universe communicates in the way that we communicate with each other. Now, in a way, the universe does, because we also communicate with each other energetically. We also communicate with each other through body language and other forms, and in fact, we communicate way more through those forms than we realize. You know, have you ever been speaking to someone and they're saying some words, but you know they don't mean it and they mean something completely different, maybe the opposite, because there's some kind of energy you're getting from them, or their body language is different? Yeah, so we don't even communicate, I think, mainly through language all of the time. A lot of times it might be the way in which someone is saying it. Usually that has to do with the energy. So my energy while I'm saying it, you know, whether I'm aligned to it or not, whether, you know, whatever, right? There's so much more than just the words that are coming out of someone's mouth. And so a lot of times the universe doesn't communicate in this way because it's way too open for interpretation. I might say one thing, you will take it in and filter it to mean something completely different than I actually intended, right? And so a lot of times these signs and messages will come in a little bit different. Now here is the tool you've been given to be able to interpret, or at least know which ones resonate with you or which ones you should move towards. And that, I just said it, is resonance. You will not resonate with something for no reason. And you will not resonate with something for no reason. If you don't resonate with something, there's a reason for it. If you do resonate with something, there's a reason for it. And again, resonating with something is not intellectually resonating with it like, oh, that makes total sense, I'm going to take that on board. Yes, A plus B equals C. You know, that's not what this means. There's a time and a place for that. But when it comes to guidance, when it comes from your heart, it's something that will resonate energetically, emotionally. Emotions, again, guys, remember, energy and motion. And so if something connects energetically, it connects with your heart. Like you hear me, for example, telling you different signs from the universe about a particular thing, right? And then I say something and boom, it connects with your heart. Again, that could be the universe speaking through me to you, and then it connects with you energetically. That is your tool belt. That is the tool set you've been given to understand which messages are applicable to you. So you might hear someone say to me, because the universe will do this all the time, the universe will bring you to certain videos, to certain movies, or a certain part in a movie, and you're like, oh my God, I don't know why this resonates so much, to certain books, certain teachers, even to certain things happening in your external environment that kickstart something that resonates with you and leads you in a certain direction. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but have you ever found this book just synchronistically finds its way to you? The book Conversations with God, that's the way it happened to me, and it has led to some of the greatest lessons and experiences in my life, reading that book and applying the information. It's been that way with certain teachers as well, where synchronistically I'll be led to these teachers, it resonates with me, that's my messaging from the universe to go in that direction. And so understand that is really the best way in my eyes to interpret these signs. Don't go on a video for signs of the universe and go like, oh, that all sounds great, I'm going to follow it. No, feel it. Don't artificially try and feel anything. You can't do that anyway. You're not going to be able to do that. If it actually connects with you, if it emotionally connects with you, resonates with you, and for those of you who have done this before, you'll know the difference between something that does and doesn't. If you don't know the difference yet, just keep going for it. You will train the muscle for this like anything else. It actually doesn't take too long to get good at it. One way you can look at it is, does something feel heavy or does something feel light? A lot of times the universe will just give you a green or a red light, maybe a yellow light, like wait a little bit, see on this. But usually it's a green or a red light. It's not going to be green light and this is why, or red light and this is why. That's not how the universe operates. It's green, go towards, red, move away. That's essentially the way the universe is going to work. So you might hear someone saying something and being like, this all sounds good, but it's a red light. And I want to know why, but you may not get the explanation. Do you really need the explanation? When you realize that your intuition and your heart is essentially never going to lead you astray and is correct essentially 100% of the time if it's actually the thing you're following, then you don't need to know why. I don't need to know why the universe wants me to go around a particular bend in the river. I don't even need to know what's on the other side of the bend. In fact, that's what prevents so many people from listening to what the universe is telling them, from listening to what God is trying to explain to them. Because they're like, well, God, that sounds great, but I need to know what's around that bend you're sending me right now. As if like God's trying to fool them. Like God's like, you got me. There were some crocodiles that were gonna, they were gonna give you a hard time. All right, this is the bend you really want to go down, this one over here. The universe, God, doesn't work in that way. They want to work with you. They're only going to send you in a direction that's going to be beneficial to you, that's going to grow you in some way or benefit you. It's always going to be the best and fastest path for you if you follow it. Think of it like a GPS. It's only going to lead you down that fastest route. You can go in a different direction, but there's a reason a GPS usually, and we'll talk about a GPS that's working, not one that kind of has forgotten this road doesn't exist anymore, right? So we're talking about a 100% infallible, GPS, right? And that's how the universe is going to be with you. But so many people want to know exactly why something is happening. So many people want to know, like, oh, I need to know what's going to happen if I do this. And that's what trips us up. The universe communicates in a yes or no basis. It communicates in a binary basis, ones and zeros, right? That's actually what codes the universe, believe it or not. It's a lot of times it's a dualistic binary way, or at least how we live in the material realm it is. And so a lot of times it'll be a yes or a no. It'll be this feels light, this feels heavy. It'll be a red or green light. And so this, in my eyes, is the best way to interpret and what to do with the signs of the universe, right? So if you see a video like mine or someone else, and it may not even be a video specifically on signs, it could just be anything. You hear someone say something like a certain way of thinking, a certain way of living, or whatever else, and you're like, I really resonate with this idea. Probably worth exploring that a little more. Or you might hear something and it's like, oh, this, it might work for some other people, and someone's saying, oh, you should really try this, da-da-da-da-da, and you're like, it doesn't really resonate with me. Again, it doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just not the right thing for you right now. 2 years from now, it might be. It might never be. But ultimately, that intuitive hit, that green light, red light system, that light or heavy system will never lead you astray. So everyone, that is what I recommend you do with the signs from the universe. Hey, this might not even resonate with you, and therefore you can use this system to not use this system. Wait, that wouldn't work, would it? Anyway, you can use this to start determining what you're gonna do when you're getting this messaging. Because again, you have to understand we're all connected. We are all expressions of the universe. We are all expressions of God, individuated, doing our own thing, expressing in our own way. Some of it will apply and resonate with you, some of it won't. Some of it won't right now, and it might later at a different time, or did in the past but doesn't now. But when you follow with the path of what resonates, what signs are coming in, and what are connecting to you now in this moment, the eternal moment of now, the only moment that's ever existed, doesn't matter what happens in the past or what may happen in the future, but right now, I promise you, in my eyes at least, you will not be led astray. And so if that connects with you, I invite you to give it a shot and to really go for it. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there because I'm sure I could ramble on forever. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Remember, you are loved, and we live in a friendly, loving, incredible, amazing universe. I truly believe that, and if that connects with you, take it on board as well. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.